So since I have the rare opportunity to record my daily aftermarket process of updating my watch list for the next day, I thought I would share it with you all in hopes that this will help you in your process. So this is a Microsoft Access database that you probably heard me mention that I have been storing data, I run queries, etc. This is a database that we use heavily to do our analysis. We journal our trades in this database. And again, this is the foundation of all of our analysis for the universe of stocks that we consider. So the first step I'm going to do, it's after hours, after market close, and now I want to do my analysis to update my watch list for the next day. So the first step I need to do is update the prices for our universe of stocks in our database. And a recent change to this process was we're now using Google Sheets, and we're using the Google Finance functions to get the last price, the volume, the 52-week high and low, whether it's changed in the high or low for the day. And we're reading that using a C# executable that I'll show you in a minute, and we're updating the data for each of those symbols into this database. So again, this is our universe of stocks currently under consideration. You can see right now we have about 875 right now. And part of this process will be after I update the prices, I'll run a query that will then change the number of symbols potentially that we're considering based on some criteria. So the next step, as I mentioned, is to run this executable to update the prices. And again, I recently updated this to use that Google Sheet. And again, thank you to Douglas PC who turned us on for these use of these Google Finance functions in Google Sheets. So now, rather than we used to export this to a Excel spreadsheet out of Thinkorswim, so I had to run Thinkorswim, do an export to a spreadsheet, paste that data in a spreadsheet, and then read that spreadsheet in as a linked table into our database. So you can see now it's going through and it's updating each of those symbols in that database based on the symbol that is in the data from the Google Finance functions that it's getting from this Google Sheet. So here you can see an example of one of the records for a given symbol for a given stock in this database, and you can see we're storing the last price, the 52-week high and low, and then a number of calculations, etc. We set price targets, a buy price and a potential sell price, and again that's what those prices is what this update prices executable is currently updating in that Microsoft Access database based on the values it's getting from the Google Finance functions in that Google Sheet. The next step in this process I also want to show you is we have a number of support and resistance records that are stored for each stock, for each symbol. So just like the lines in Webull or in Thinkorswim, the pivot points or support resistance lines, we're storing records with the values that will then be used to calculate risk and reward for a number of my other executables. So you can see those records have the support and resistance levels. So the next step in this process, and I usually do this in parallel on another machine, is I have another executable, another C# executable that I've developed that calls an API that will return those pivot point support and resistance values for a given stock. So it calls the API with the symbol, and the API returns the updated values for those pivot point values, and then this C# program will then update the database, update those records in the database with the values that it's getting from those API calls. So again, usually I'm running these both in parallel on separate machines. Just from a performance standpoint, they can both work in parallel. So you can see it's calling various symbols, and it's calculating and updating the database with the pivot points for those symbols. So again, this is the first step to get the updated data for each of the symbols under consideration in our database. So I need to do that before I start to run any queries to look at stocks, their price changes over the course of the day to see if it's something that I want to consider for our watch list. So I hope that helps. Another thing that my price targets executable does, as it's looking at the various support and resistance or pivot point levels, is it updates the buy price or the potential buy price that we have for a given stock in the database, and also the potential sell price based on the nearest. So it updates the potential buy price based on the nearest support point or pivot point below the last price, and then it updates that as the new buy price. Similarly, it looks at the nearest resistance level or pivot point above the current last price and sets that as the potential sell price, and I believe there's some risk reward calculations. I think it's looking for the nearest resistance point that's 2 or more reward to risk factors above the last price. So again, that executable is also updating these buy and sell prices, and then I have a real-time executable that runs during the day, collects data on our the symbols in our watch list and compares them to the buy price and lets me know if a symbol is approaching the price at which I want to buy it, or if it's breaking through one of these pivot points, it'll tell me it's breaking out. If it's moving up, etc. I believe you've probably seen some of those email alerts in some of the previous videos. So that's another thing that that price target executable does, and how it interacts with the database on a daily basis. We go through and we update those potential buy and sell prices. So our price targets are constantly moving based on the current last price that we're getting, again, from that Google Sheets, the Google Finance function. So I hope that helps. Okay, another part of my daily after-hours process is to review my watch lists in Webull, or essentially my watch lists, to see if there's anything that I want to remove first, and then we'll look at others that we may want to add. So here I have my watch list in the stock screen in the online version of Webull. I just quickly spin through to see if anybody's run away. Do I want to take them off because they've run away and I don't want to chase them, or have they broken down through support and so we don't want to chase them going down? So in this case, I just go through one by one and see, okay, that one, there's Budweiser. It does look like it's run away, so that may be one I want to remove from the watch list, as again, we don't want to chase it. As a monthly chart, there's my price target line, so that's probably one we're going to remove from the watch list for now until it comes back down. We've got MP materials, look like it's coming down to where we want. SOXL, which is the long on semiconductors, again, it doesn't look like it's run away too far. VTI is the total market index, and again, that's one we typically it's relatively near a bottom, so we want to catch any quick decline in the markets, which we might get. And then we've got Yang, which is the short on the Chinese tech, and again, we might get an opportunity there. We can see it's not too far from its recent low, and then we just have Yen there as the inverse, just so we can watch the top and bottom. So then I quickly flip over to our bullpen, see if there's any changes, anybody we want to move up, put in the game for this week. So again, I just whip through these real quickly. BDRY looks very promising. I'm going to check that, and then what I do is I jump over to FinViz and check the support level in FinViz, so I'll show you that in a second. Okay, so since we see that BDRY is one that we may want to move up to our real-time watch list from our bullpen, put it in the game. In Webull, looks like it may have achieved a stable support. I want to verify that in FinViz, so I'm going to jump over to FinViz. I'm going to look up the profile for BDRY. I want to see, a couple of different views. So there, it's questionable, it's broken down. So let's zoom out, let's see how it looks. So again, on a weekly chart, again, it looks like it's breaking down. So it looks, looks good on the bullpen if it achieves a reasonable support, and then on the monthly, it definitely looks like it's still breaking down. So that's why I want to go look in FinViz and be able to zoom out to those charts. Again, it looks like something we want to keep in the bullpen and keep watching for it to achieve a stable support and turn up. So again, we'll just very quickly flip through each of these, see if they've either run away, do I want to take them off, have they broken down, or is it something I want to move up and put in our watch list. So I won't bore you with going through the details of all these, but that's the basic process. And then again, here's another one that I'm probably going to look at in FinViz. It looks like it may be a candidate we want to move up to our real-time watch list, so I'll do that research in FinViz. If it is, we'll add it to the real-time watch list. If not, we'll leave it on the bullpen. So I hope that helps. Okay, once the update prices has completed and updated the pricing information in our database, I have a series of end-of-day queries that I can run. Whatever selection of them I want to look for new stocks, new symbols to add to the watch list. So I'll show you several of these and how I use them to look for new symbols to add to the watch list. Okay, the first of these end-of-day queries that I run in our database that I want to show you is it's called Stock Watchlist 2, but essentially it's the concept is the shopping list that you've heard me mention in our weekly trading game plan videos. Essentially, again, this is the concept of a shopping list. This is a series of stocks that I can put into another table again as my shopping list, and then at the end of each day I can just very quickly spin through them, and you can see I've got the last price, the low price, and the target buy price, and I can just very quickly whip through those and see if the last price or the low price is close to our target buy price, and if so, then I can look at them in more detail in FinViz, etc. So I just very quickly scroll through these guys and see some of them you'll see we already have in our watch list, we may already own, may already have in the bullpen, but I just very quickly spin through these. And again, MP, there's one that I would look at further, but we already have it on our watch list right now. So again, I can just very quickly scroll through these, and this process is the same for all of these other queries, as I just quickly can, scroll through them, see if anything's close to our target buy price, and if so, I can do some further research, some further due diligence to see if we want to move them up to our main watch list or not. Otherwise, I just keep them in the shopping list and look at them another day. If I want to add one, I can add records. If I no longer want to watch one, I can just delete the record. So I hope that helps. Again, this is essentially my shopping list right now. Okay, another one that I want to show you is called End of Day Upside, and it's very similar to the End of Day Risk Reward. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what the design of this query looks like very briefly. So I'm going to look at the design of this query in the database, and we can see what tables it's using. I know that won't be terribly interesting, but you can see it's using the data from the candidates. It's filtering out things that are potentially being delisted. We have a do not trade, essentially an excluded list by category. Again, a do not trade list, so a bunch of things are being excluded. But then what we're doing is we're calculating the risk of these stocks based on the buy price and that so you can see that the risk is calculated as the last price minus that buy price placed, which again is the nearest support level that we've set. Similarly, the reward is going to be the sell price, target sell price minus the last price. And based on those, we can then calculate an upside. So how much upside does that particular stock have? And then what is the risk to reward profile? And again, we want that risk to reward profile to be greater than or equal to 2. And you can see that we're filtering out records whose risk is greater than 10% of the buy price. So we're only looking at those who have a risk that is 10% or less of their current buy price. So if we run that query, then these are the few stocks that have the most promising upside based on, you can see what their risk is, what their reward is, what their RR factor is, potential upside. So again, these are the ones that currently, based on their current price, have the most potential upside, the best risk to reward profile. So again, then we can just see, okay, where's our buy price, where's the last price, and then what sector is it in? Is it a sector that we want to look at? You know, right now we're probably excluding things like biotech, etc., just because of the market conditions and economic conditions. And then again, if it looks attractive, that would be something to do further research on, further due diligence, see if it's something we want to add to the watch list. But again, it's a very quick way to see, okay, what stocks are currently showing the potential positive upside, positive risk-reward profile. So I hope that helps. Okay, another end of day query I want to show you, and I'll show you the design, and then we'll dig into some of the component queries. Is this end of day and TBC is trading below cash and TBB is trading below book. So this query is based on these two other queries that show us any stocks that are trading below cash and any stocks that are trading below book. And then this query combines them and says, okay, only show me those stocks that are both trading below cash and trading below book and are not otherwise excluded. So again, this shows us, you know, value stocks, cheap value stocks, currently trading below cash and trading below book. So if I run that query, we'll get a number of stocks. We'll get some duplicate records because it's picking up also the categories, and stocks are listed in multiple categories, so I end up with listing showing the various categories they're in. And again, we can see quite a few stocks are trading both below book and below cash currently. And so again, I can whip through them very quickly and see is their last price something that is close to our buy price, and is it in a category that I want to consider. Now many of these show up day after day, so I've already looked at them. If I see anything new that I want to consider, so I probably already know most of these are unprofitable. They're trading below cash, they're trading below book, but they're not profitable. So that's not something I would consider in the current market economics, but in other conditions, market conditions, that may not be an issue. So again, I can very quickly go through that, scroll through them, see if there's anything new that I want to consider. You know, some of these we've had on the watch list before, some of them I've looked at recently, so I kind of know, I've already looked at them. But again, I can very quickly go through this list and just see if there's anything new that I want to do further analysis on to potentially add to the watch list. Similarly, I can go into the just trading below cash. Here we saw we had 74 that were both below book and below cash. We see 87 are just below cash. Obviously they're going to be many of the same ones, but there might be a few that are just below cash and not below book that we might want to consider. So again, you can just very quickly scroll through those records, see if there's anything new, interesting. There's one that I haven't seen recently, so I'll probably look into that. So again, that's how I use these trading below cash, trading below book queries to find cheap value stocks in the universe of stocks that we have in our database. So I hope that all helps. Okay, I briefly wanted to show you the design behind that trading below cash query so you can understand a little bit of what it's doing. You can see it's using another table, a stock metrics table, and we're extracting a metric called cash per share, and we're comparing that cash per share to the last price, and we're saying, okay, the cash per share has to be greater than the last price. Those metrics, I have another executable that runs on several machines, pretty much 24/7, and collects metrics, financials, etc. for each of the stocks in our universe and updates this database periodically so that we have current data like, you know, the cash per price, the book per price, the dividend percentage, etc. and puts it in that table. So again, here we're extracting the cash per share. The trading below book we use is the book per share. And in this case, you can also see we're filtering out. We're only looking at those that are essentially within 10% of their 52-week low, or within 10% of our buy price. So the last price has to either be within 10% of the price that we want to buy it at, or within 10% of the price of 52-week low. So that then filters some of those out. So hopefully that helps you understand how these trading below book or trading below cash queries work to select the stocks that they're showing us. I hope to be able to move this database and many of those tools and develop other tools online on the web, but my constraint is my time. So if there's anybody out there in the BeachBum trading community that is willing and able to assist, collaborate on moving this database to an online web-based database like MySQL, and enhance and develop these, migrate these tools to web-based tools and possibly share them with others in the future, please let me know in the comments below. Contact me through our Discord, through our Facebook group, through our social media, etc. Again, I hope to be able to move this to a web-based system and possibly share these tools with others who may be interested and could benefit from them to succeed in their trading career. And again, if you're willing and able to help in those regards, please contact me via comment below, via our Discord, social media, Facebook group, etc. Thank you. So hopefully this all helps you see what my after hours, after market process is, and the analysis that we go through to pick the stocks that we potentially want to add to our watch list. You can see that, you know, stock picking, particularly for swing trading or longer term investment, is really mostly doing analysis, doing due diligence on the various stocks to decide which ones to add to your watch list. It's much more of your time and effort is spent in analyzing stocks, doing due diligence, than watching, you know, actively during the day. If you pick the right stocks that are a good value, that meet your investment criteria, then the rest of it can be much less effort. So, but it is important to go through this type of analysis and due diligence to pick the right types of stocks and companies that are going to give you the types of reward that you want. So I hope this all helps. Please let us know in the comments below, in our Discord, in our Facebook group. If you have any questions, comments, etc., You can also contact us through social media. So please let me know what you think of all this. And again, if you have any questions, I'll try my best to answer those questions as I am able. So I hope this all helps. And good luck and have a great day. The content of this video was produced by BeachBum Trading. We hope you will choose to also join us in the BeachBum Trading community and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Visit us at our homepage at beachbumtrading.com, the bum without the U. Similarly on Twitter, BeachBum Trading, bum without the U. On Facebook and in our BeachBum Trading Facebook group. Please follow us on Pinterest and on Instagram. All of the links to our social media sites will be included in the description box below, and we hope you will choose to subscribe to our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel and follow us on social media. Thank you. We also cordially want to invite you to our new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server, where we can have discussions on all topics related to trading, success in trading, investing, etc. You can see alerts when we make trades, changes to our watch list, etc. So again, please join us in the new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server. You should be able to find a link in the description box below. You can also find a link in the social media category on our webpage, beachbumtrading.com, without the bum without the U, and also in the link section on the About page of our YouTube channel, etc. So again, we look forward to seeing you in the BeachBum Trading Community Discord server soon. Wave and say hello. BeachBum Trading also now has a site on Patreon. If you are willing and able to help support our efforts to produce all the content and help you achieve the financial freedom you want, deserve, to be able to live the BeachBum lifestyle or any other kind of lifestyle you would like, and you're willing and able to help support our efforts in these regards, we hope you'll choose to visit our Patreon page. You can get access to our new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server, which is currently under construction, but you will get access to the Discord server by supporting us through Patreon. Again, this is all currently under construction, but you can see we just have the default levels, membership levels, but again, each level allows support, allows access to our Discord. We're also posting our trade positions initially in our Discord, and again, we greatly appreciate any support that you're willing and able to provide. So thank you for your consideration. Thank you again for watching our video. We hope that you liked it. If so, please smash the like button, give us a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing to our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel. Please share this video with your fellow traders and friends. And please give us your feedback and any recommendations for improvement in the comments section below. And let us know what else we can do to help you in your trading career. Thank you again, good luck, and have a great trading day. If you like this video, we hope you will choose to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the box in the upper left-hand corner. You can watch another video like this by clicking on the box in the lower right-hand corner. And we have a whole playlist of videos like this that you can access via the box in the upper right-hand corner. Our latest video is available in the box in the lower left-hand corner. We hope you like this and have a great day.